Okay, so I think the audio is working again. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Is that good? Um, Good luck with Black Panther. Hey, Mastermind, how's it going? Hope you are doing well. Alrighty. So I'm gonna talk. It's showing that it is coming through. Yeah, you're good now. Okay, that was weird. That's a setting I never touched, so I must have messed something up. While I don't know. Okay, I'll just start over. Black Panther is one of the heroes that came in the core box, and he is still one of the more unique heroes, I think, because of his kit. He not necessarily anything special on his card. He is one of the, I think maybe the only hero that has Retaliate printed on his hero card, which is pretty cool. And so that's why we're starting with protection, because he's one of my favorite protection heroes. But his kit is all built around these Wakanda Forevers. So there are 5 Wakanda Forevers in his kit, and these say resolve the special ability on each one of his upgrades, and he has 4 different upgrades, and the upgrades basically each do something different: damage, threat mitigation, healing, all of that good stuff. And then the last one that you choose to upgrade, or last one you choose to trigger, right, so you get to choose them in any order, does something more. So the Panther Claw says deal 2 damage to an enemy, or 4 damage if this is the last step in the sequence. So it's a really fun build out hero. It feels like one of those where maybe it's a longer game, because a lot of these, once you get them on, and then you can start triggering and hammering these Wakanda Forevers. So I really like Black Panther. He also has these vibraniums, which are 3 double wilds. And so a lot of the builds that I have with Black Panther don't include energy, strength, or genius, because he's already got them built into his kit, and it allows us to get more cards inside of the deck build. So there are some, and we will do some today, where we include the strength, energy, genius. It's probably going to be our leadership build. We're going to go with like a really high cost leadership build, and so we'll see how that goes. But the vibraniums are excellent. They're also great for removing attachments from villains because they are wild. So love that. Mastermind, you're doing well. I am doing good. I'm doing good. So last night my wife and I broke out Too Many Bones for the first time. So I've had Too Many Bones for a while now. Actually, Jason convinced me to buy it a good bit ago, and it's been sitting on my shelf for probably about a year now. I played it once at last year at PAX. So in PAX 2021 I played it, and we ended up pulling it back out last night, and it's a big game. There's a lot of rules. It's also very difficult. We played twice, so we played a lot of Too Many Bones last night. We did the first time we got absolutely wrecked. The second time we won, but I'm not quite sure how many rules we got correct. So it feels like I'm not 100% sure if that win was valid, but it was fun. It was very fun. It's a really interesting game. It's like a dice builder RPG, which is very unique. We were talking about it last night after we finished at like 12. We were up for a while. That it is a really unique game. It's definitely something that I have not played really anything like it before, but it's kind of a campaign progression style that's all like self-contained within 3 hours. So at least that's the baddie, or the tyrant is what they're called, was about 2 to 3 hours for us. So really cool game. It's still set up downstairs, so I'm probably gonna play it again. Hey, Jasko, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. First time chatter. Nice to see you. Alrighty, so with T'Challa, with Black Panther, we're going to be playing through all of the different aspects. I'm hoping that we'll get through all of them today, but also Black Panther is a little bit slower of a hero, because he's all about building into his upgrades and everything. So he can be a slower hero. So if we don't finish the Black Panther, we'll find another time to do it, but let's just go ahead and get started with him. Doing well. Hope you're good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. We are going to be playing Crossbones today. So it's probably been about 3 or 4 hero spotlights ago, we switched to playing expert. So we're playing Crossbones expert. We with Crossbones, typically when I use him in a hero spotlight video, I like to cycle out the modulars. Crossbones is kind of interesting because you can have 3 modular sets, and so I keep Hydra Patrol, I keep the Weapon Master, and then we cycle out that 3rd one. He also has the experimental weapons deck, so over there. But we'll cycle through that 3rd modular set and see what we want to do with each aspect. But up first, we got protection. What I love about Black Panther protection and what I want to build in Black Panther protection is the kind of retaliate style protection build where I'm dealing damage when I'm defending, not necessarily on my turn, because he has that printed retaliate. You can grab electrostatic armor, you can grab dauntless if he has over his max hit points or his 11 hit points. Right there, whenever he gets attacked, he's dealing 3 back. Throw in energy barriers, you can deal even more damage, and it's fun to deal the damage on the villain's turn. I just really enjoy that play style. I also really like Brother Voodoo with T'Challa because when he enters play, you get to search the top 5 cards of your deck for a event which we can grab Wakanda Forever. So Wakanda Forever is again where most of the damage is going to come from, or healing comes from, outside of in protection, the straight defending. So we're gonna go Brother Voodoo. We are gonna grab just kind of the basic staples of a protection, perfect defense, retaliate type build. So armored vest, unflappable, energy barrier, all of that good stuff. We're gonna fill out and then see where we're at. We also want an endurance. Just 2 energy barriers. All the cards are all messed up now because I dropped them. So, does anyone have a favorite build with Black Panther that they've played? Unflappable. Alrighty, so we've got unflappable, energy barriers, electrostatic armor, endurance, armored vest. Dauntless is what I'm missing. The other interesting thing about Black Panther is that he's got, we're probably going to take some desperate defenses. He's got a really good, can we call this build Zap Panther? Yes, we absolutely can. I love it. He's got he doesn't have any ability on his alter ego side. It's just a setup ability, but he has a very strong alter ego kit because of his ancestral knowledge. Shuffle up to 3 different cards in your discard pile into your deck, as well as the Golden City. As an alter ego action, draw 2 cards. So if you are able to play this on a turn where you flip down, this immediately pays for itself. It's just so good. Golden City is so good. The first couple times I played Black Panther, this is, back when I just had the core set, I was just getting into the game before I was streaming. I did not realize that this was an alter ego action. I was like, Black Panther is the greatest hero in all of Marvel Champions because I can just draw 2 cards every turn. But I think what we're going to do for the Golden City, I want to try and spam or try and figure out a cool alter ego where I'm flipping a significant amount deck with Justice. So I think we're gonna see how Justice plays with that. Okay. You just need to play him some more. Yeah, Black Panther is one that I feel like flies under the radar. He's not I don't think he's a super flashy hero. I think he just, for whatever reason, I think he gets outshined by so many of the other heroes in the core box that a lot of people, or myself included, like, I don't get to play him a lot. I did get to play him in a friend's game, a game with some friends that It was a 3-player game through Rise of Red Skull, and I played a deck very similar to this, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Alrighty, we're gonna grab Night Nurse just because Night Nurse helps us take those stun and confuse. Which actually I don't know if Crossbones has a lot. Does Crossbones have a lot of stun and confuse? I do think that it doesn't look like he has a ton of stun and confuse. It does. Night Nurse is a good card for T'Challa because a lot of his upgrades are attacks, and so it can be really good to have those. Alrighty, so he's also got a really solid 2/2/2 stat line, and so we could go into a repurpose deck, but I want to build into a flow like water deck and just let's see if we can well, I mean, with the Wakanda Forevers, we're definitely going to be doing damage on our turn. Let's never make a basic attack. Let's never play an attack card. How about that? Let's only play Wakanda Forevers and then deal all the damage in our hero form. Or on the villain's turn. So if we're going to do that, let's grab a flow like water. We don't need any of our doubles because we got those Wakanda Forevers, but we're gonna dive into, let's go with Nerves of Steel. We're gonna throw multiple man in this deck. The reason being is, one, I like multiple man, but two, also multiple man gives you a couple of turns to set up. So a lot of times with the perfect defense build, you have to get a couple of key components onto the table, and especially in expert, when the villain comes out swinging for like dauntless and everything, where you need to be over your max health, it can be very hard to keep those triggers, especially when you're not necessarily set up. Multiple main buys you 3 turns if you can draw it on the first turn. And so we're going to hopefully draw them on the first turn. Alrighty. Let's find our defense events. So we got Desperate Defense, my favorite defense event of all. We got Desperate Defense. We could probably go with Preemptive Strike. Just deal more damage on the villain's turn. Did I grab Nerves of Steel yet? I don't think I did. We'll actually grab Quinn Carrier before we grab Nerves of Steel. Morning! Hey George, how's it going? Alrighty, so what are we at? We're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So we got 7 more cards. I want Quinn Carrier in here. Quinn Carrier. So 6 more cards. We need more defense events, right? So right now we're only sitting at 5 defense events, and we really want to be, I like to be at least in the 8 range or so. If I'm running a flow like water deck, that typically means that I'm going to have at least 1 in my hand whenever I draw, especially once I get built out. And you know, Black Panther has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. That's actually not a lot. He has 5 cards, but he also has his Wakanda Forevers. But 5 cards to put onto the table. What are some of the new defense events that we got? I feel like we just got a new one. Maybe not. No, one got teased. One got teased in Rogue. That's what it was. We could go Jump Flip. Actually, we're going to go Never Back Down. Well, Never Back Down's a little bit anti-synergistic, so let's not grab Never Back Down because I would rather. Are you thinking Powerful Punch? Powerful Punch would be really cool. I think Powerful Punch works really well. But I'm trying to avoid the attack cards just because I'm being a little weird. And I just want to try and not play attack cards. But yeah, Powerful Punch is really good. Fighting Fit would also be a really good card for Black Panther, especially since we're running with like the Dauntless strategy. Honestly, we could go Symbiote Suit. Symbiote Suit really helps us keep that that threat, or not that threat, the our health over our max health, and so Symbiote Suit would be really good. We go Defiance. Let's go 2 copies of Defiance. We have 3 cards left. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Ever grab Quinn? Yeah, I did. Yeah, so 3 cards left. We could go What Doesn't Kill Me for the healing. In case we do start taking damage, especially if some minions come out, that can always be an issue. We can go Hard to Ignore. Yeah, I feel like let's go 2 copies of Hard to Ignore. Hard to Ignore is whenever we perfectly defend, we get to remove threat from the main scheme, and then we can focus on his I don't remember what it is, the Tactical Genius, to remove threat from side schemes, because that will be an issue with us, especially if we're going into our hero phase exhausted. Okay, we got 1 more card. If we got 1 more card, typically I look to grab a third. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7. Let's just go ahead and grab a third Preemptive Strike, and we'll call that a day. That should be fine. So that'll be the deck. Ooh, actually Defensive Energy is really good. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. My sound came back. I've been trying to figure out how to turn the sound back on, and that was going to be a problem for this week, and apparently it fixed itself. My mic dies and the sound comes back. It all worked out. I really like Defensive Energy, but I don't think I like it enough. We could actually, Defensive Energy may be maybe a good sub out for Nerves of Steel. Hey, you're new playing Marvel Champions. Well, welcome. I am going through a series right now where I'm playing every single Marvel Champions hero in all 4 of the aspects, and I am playing Black Panther from the core set. So, welcome to the community. Happy to have you here. Do you have a favorite hero yet? We're just going to go for it without the Defensive Energy. I do like that card, though. I do like Defensive Energy. Shuffle up. We also need a mod set. Not yet. You only have the base game. Awesome. The base... They did a really good job with the base game. I think my favorite hero from the base game is Spider-Man. I do think that he takes some more cards to get really, really good. Same with Iron Man. Black Panther and Captain Marvel are very good in the base game. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. If you want, we have a Discord where we do a lot of Marvel Champions talk, as well as the other LCGs. So you can join that. The link is somewhere. It's also going to pop up in the chat at some point. But happy to have you. That's exciting. start an alter ego form. That's a really good. Yeah, that would be really smart to make that a command, but I have not done that. Hey, it popped up. What good timing. Look at that. That was not a Nightbot comes up with the Discord link right after you type the command. Hilarious. Yeah, Captain Marvel is so good. She's still considered one of the best heroes in the game. I would probably we just got X-Men released, and there was a pretty big power bump with the X-Men, but I would say that Captain Marvel is probably, she's at least top 10 easy. I'm trying to figure out if she'd be top 5. Yeah, Nightbot with the win. Nightbot's listening. Nightbot knows. Nightbot's very helpful. Let's do... Let's do City and Chaos. City and Chaos sounds kind of fun. That's the Rhino modular. Let's throw that in there and see what happens. Alrighty, so Crossbones starting out on stage 2. Whenever he has a weapon attachment, he gains piercing, meaning that he discards any tough status cards before he makes the attack, which is also why I didn't lean into more tough status cards with this build. Typically, I avoid that when I'm playing Crossbones. Crossbones machine gun starts onto the table. It starts with 2 ammo counters per player. That's 2. After he attacks, you discard an ammo counter, discard the top card of the deck, and take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons on that card. We got attack on Mount Athena, so we create the experimental weapons deck. So this is another mod set, which is 4 weapons that are going to be coming out throughout the game. And we've got attack on Mount Athena, schemes out at 3. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons set. We got power gauntlets. After the villain attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand. You can spend a mental and a physical resource to discard this card. Now, power gauntlets is actually not the worst one to see, especially because we are running a perfect defense. So it's a +0 attack. So it kind of, if we're doing our job right, we won't have to worry about it. But also a Vibranium can easily take care of that. Alrighty, let's see what we got. We get our mulligan. Ooh, there's a multiple man. Excellent. Love seeing that. We love seeing Unflappable. Morning, Nelson. Hope you had a good weekend. Hey, Uncle Dazzle. I did. It was a fantastic weekend. How was yours? We got Energy Barrier, which we can keep. We don't need the Wakanda Forevers, and we don't need the Defiance. Now, the risk here is mulliganing into a second copy of Multiple Man. But here we are. We got a Wakanda oh my gosh. Oh, there's a second copy of Multiple Man. And Power Claws. Bummer. So we will then search our deck for a upgrade. We're going to take... I don't think we're going to actually be able to play because we got this second copy of Multiple Man. So whatever we grab, we're actually not going to be able to play, but we can hang on to Unflappable if we grab one. So we're going to grab one that we don't necessarily need to get to the table. Threat is always good. Let's go ahead and grab Energy Daggers. Energy Daggers is going to be our money. Yeah, drawing that second copy of Multiple Man's not the best, but here we are. Okay. Multiple Man says that whenever he enters play, we can search our deck and hand for a copy of Multiple Man and add him to play. So ideally, we would not have drawn into a second copy of Multiple Man. But that does allow us to keep Unflappable. And so what we're going to do is we are going to spend an Energy Daggers, a Panther Claws, a Wakanda Forever, and an Energy Barrier to play Multiple Man. Multiple Man enters play and triggers the next response, which grabs us a third copy of Multiple Man. And we have some turns now to set up. If we stay down, he will scheme out on attack of Mount Athena, so which is not the absolute end of the world, honestly. But what we may do, actually, what we're probably going to do is we will flip up let Crossbones attack us once, we will flip back down and then lose the main scheme, because we're going to lose this main scheme. It's a threshold of 3 is going to happen. And so I would rather have it scheme out when it's on 2, right? So he can scream crazy high and we're good. Wow, Multiple Man is a crazy OP card. Multiple Man is a very situationally good card. It's very expensive, and so typically in protection you're not running a super high cost curve, and so like Multiple Man being costing 4 is a little expensive. He's also got very poor stats, but he does give you 3 blocks, which is excellent. Multiple Man is good. Multiple Man is good. So we're gonna flip up to Black Panther. I said I wasn't gonna attack, didn't I? Yeah, fine. We're not gonna attack just because I want to see what happens. Multiple Man is gonna hang out because we're gonna probably spread some of that. Yeah, we're gonna spread some of that damage out to the other Multiple Men. Okay, so we got, hey, there's a Vibranium, Energy Barrier, Wakanda Forever. Man, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4 Wakanda Forevers now. I guess we're gonna just wait for the second deck pass to play those. And another Vibranium. That actually is not great. Oh well. We're gonna go 1 on attack on Mount Athena. Crossbones is going to attack for 2 plus a boost card. We'll block with Multiple Man. He's got +2, and there goes my obligation, which is nice to see. After Crossbones attacks, we'll count this down. We got a 1, so we're gonna pass out 1 consequential to, or 1 damage to this Multiple Man. The other thing about Multiple Man is that he can get hard to play outside of the first turn. On turn 1, if you can drop him, he's really good. If you cannot drop him on turn 1, he gets a little bit more difficult to play. We got Crossbones Assault. When defeated, Crossbone activates against the player defeated this scheme. This comes in with 2. And it has an acceleration token. Okay, actually this is kind of interesting, so check this out. We'll toss a Wakanda Forever for an Unflappable. Unflappable says that whenever we defend and take no damage against a attack, we get to exhaust this and draw a card. We'll use a Vibranium to play an Energy Barrier, so the next 3 are when you would take any amount of damage, I can remove 1 counter, prevent that, and throw it back. And then we are going to so what I'm thinking is Crossbones is going to attack me for 2. Can I block with effectively 3 with the Energy Barrier? Probably not, actually. I probably will not be able to survive that. So let's just go ahead and thwart 2 off of Crossbones Assault. Removes this acceleration token. Crossbones is going to activate against me for 2. We'll block with this Multiple Man. 2 plus 2. There goes Exhaustion too. That's nice. Multiple Man dies. And then we're gonna trigger Machine Gun and deal 2 indirect damage. We're gonna pass 1 here and then 1 to Black Panther. So turns off Dauntless, turns off a couple things, but that's fine. We're going to flip down to Alter Ego form. We're going to just go ahead and accept that we're going to lose this main scheme so I can draw a couple more cards. Okay, we'll stand up. Get to draw 6. We got Desperate Defense. There's Quinn Carrier. That's nice. Preemptive Strike. Of course, now we're getting all of our defense events. Hard to Ignore. Nice. And Defiance. Of course. Of course. Do you have the link to print so these are from Buy the Same Token. It's a company. They are on Etsy, but I highly recommend you buy them from the their website, so it's just buythesametoken.com. They do stuff for a lot of different games. These are the Marvel Champion stuff, but I have like a I've bought into the system, so I highly recommend them. I love them. They also have like this container is theirs, and so really good stuff. Okay, we're gonna go 1 here. Crossbones is gonna scheme for 2 plus 2, so we lose the main. That container is super. Yeah, this is like a tackle box, just like a fish tackle box, but it has all my goodies in it. I have a whole nother one for Arkham. So here's my Arkham one. We got the Infinity Stone. When revealed, reveal the top card of the encounter deck, or experimental weapons. It's a laser rifle. This has ranged, which actually does turn off retaliate for us, so we will want to get rid of that, which should not be an issue with this hand. This starts with 1, and we are ready to... Nope, we have to do an encounter card. Hey, Crossbones Assault again. Okay. Okay. So Crossbones Assault, we've seen. Careful, by the same token as Rabbit Hole, you can't. That is very true, Beast Snow. By the way, good morning. How you doing? Nice talking to you on stream and not Discord. But yeah, by the same token, it's a dangerous rabbit hole. Alrighty, so we'll flip up to Black Panther. Let's go a Vibranium and a Desperate Defense to play a Quinn Carrier. Need a Lightning and a Physical. Okay, yeah. So Quinn Carrier is there. We will go Preemptive Strike to play a Hard to Ignore. We will use a Quinn Carrier and a Defiance to go ahead and get rid of the Laser Rifle. We'll go ahead and thwart off with Crossbones' armor. Crossbones is going to activate against me for 2. We're going to block with Multiple Man. 2 plus 2. Multiple Man does not survive. And we're off to the races. We'll stand up. It's just gone. Brother Voodoo, Ancestral Knowledge. The gold, of course, now we're drawing all the alter ego stuff. Hey, there's Flow Like Water. That's good to see. And another Hard to Ignore. Unfortunately, no defense events, but here we are. So we got 1 here. Crossbones is going to attack for 2. We will defend for 2. So 2 plus 2. We're going to use 1 energy barrier to reduce it to 1 damage. We take 1. Crossbones takes Retaliate and energy for 2. But then we also have to discard a card from our hand because of Power Gauntlets. We're going to discard Ancestral Knowledge. We're not going to be using that this turn. Okay. Our bad card is a Hydra Regular Insight 1, so we place 1 on the main scheme. And now we have to deal with that guy. Let's use a Quinn Carrier to play a 2nd copy of Hard to Ignore. We'll go Brother Voodoo and Golden City to play Flow Like Water. Every time I play a defense event, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. And that will be my turn. So we stand up, we draw a 5. Vibranium Suit, Electrostatic Armor, Endurance, that's nice. Armored Vest, there's another good building block. And then a Vibranium. Okay, so we can start building our Panther suit with the Armored Vest. Cool. We got 1 here on the main. Crossbones is going to attack us for 2 plus a boost card. I probably needed more defense events. Maybe bump that up to 10 if I was rerunning the deck. Just because I'm not hitting this Flow Like Water as frequently as I want to. I'm at 9. I'm probably going to take this hit because I'm probably not going to be able to defend it. And then I can perfect defend against the regular, which gets me the card, as well as some stuff. So we're just going to take the 2 plus 3 is 5. Ouch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to 4. And then we're going to discard a card, which I think is going to be electrostatic armor. Because we got vibranium suit, got armored vest, and then we can play endurance. Yeah, so electrostatic armor is going to be a second pass for us. Hydra regular is going to attack. We will defend with Black Panther perfectly. Actually, before we do that, I'm sorry. I'm going to use one of the energy barriers. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to retaliate one on Crossbones. Crossbones is down to 11. Hydra regular is going to attack. We will defend. So that's a perfect defense. And so retaliate triggers, unflappable triggers. We get to draw a card into preemptive strike. There's my defense event. Trigger too hard to ignore is to remove 2 threats. Bad card is hard as nails. Give the villain a tough status card. If you cannot, heal 3 damage. That's fine. We got retaliate. We laugh in the face of toughness. Let's go ahead and get the vibranium suit onto the table. Let's start building up here. That's going to be our area. We'll go ahead and go preemptive strike for an endurance to give us plus 3 hit points. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got Quinn Carrier for an armored vest, which is going to give us plus 1 defense. If we roll down, we probably lose the main. Crossbones is going to hit us for a good bit. I don't think I'm ready to lose the second stage yet. We'll go ahead and... I mean, yeah, the max he's going to hit us for is 5, so we'll be fine. We'll stand up. Draw 5. Tactical Genius. There's a desperate defense. That's what I like to see. There's my Dauntless. Another energy barrier. And Shuri. Let's go. Okay. Now we're talking. Now we're rocking. We're rolling. Okay. So we're going to place 1 here. Crossbones is going to attack us for 2 plus a boost card. We will Quinn Carrier and defend with a desperate defense. So we're defending for 5. If we perfect defend, then we get to stand back up. Okay, so he attacked us for 3. We are good. So a couple of things happen. We trigger Flow Like Water to deal damage to the villain. We trigger Unflappable. We get to draw a card into another desperate defense. We get to stand up. Our retaliate. One of those knocks off the top. The other one deals the damage. Too hard to ignores will trigger to pull 2 off the main. Hydra regular is sitting here ready to attack. We also have another energy barrier in these 3 cards, I believe. So I'm okay using... Oh, wait, no, we passed one. Okay. Still, regardless, we're going to take 1. We're going to use energy barrier to throw it at Crossbones. Retaliate will kill this Hydra regular. And then we take 1 damage. So we're down to 6. We'll need to flip up at some point to, or flip down at some point to, actually, you know what? No, we got Vibranium Suit. Vibranium Suit will help us heal as well to get us back over that max HP. Our encounter card is going to be Gang Up. The villain and each minion engaged with us attacks. Alrighty. So Crossbones is attacking for 2. Let's look at our hand real quick. So I want to get... Yeah, I want to get Tactical Genius onto the table. That's actually not as important. I could get Shuri onto the table and go grab... Move Armored Vest to not there. Search your deck for an upgrade. We have a 3-card deck. All of our upgrades are not there. Actually, okay, Shuri is search your deck for an upgrade. For some reason, I thought it was just a Black Panther upgrade. So Shuri's a significantly better card than I thought. Huh. Well, that's going to open up some deck building options. Shuri can just go grab any upgrade. Okay, so I think we probably want Tactical Genius is probably our lowest priority now. So if we get Energy Barrier and Dauntless onto the table, that means that we'll be fine. So you like Shuri with Voltron leadership for that reason? I love that idea. We're definitely doing that. Yeah. We're gonna see how many Voltrons we can get out there, because we're gonna go big money leadership with the oh, I like that. That's smart. That's big brain thinking right there. Nice. I don't think I need my activation, so we'll just defend. So it's gonna be 3. We take 1 damage. We could kill the energy barrier to prevent that damage. I think we will. So prevented the damage. Retaliate, Crossbones, energy barrier, Crossbones, and I don't take any damage. Okay, now on my turn. This is why I love protection, because my turn is like, I don't have anything to do. Everything's exhausted. I did everything I needed to do on the villain's turn. I just love that. I think it's hilarious. Okay, what did we say? We're gonna go Tactical Genius and Shuri for an energy barrier. Comes in with 3. And then we got Desperate Defense for a Dauntless. Good. Build out the table. So the thought here is if we flip down, we have a good chance of scheming out, but not a perfect chance of scheming out. We're not going to flip down because we're gonna deck out, so we're gonna get another encounter card. So I don't necessarily want to be an alter ego when I'm resolving 2 encounter cards. So we're gonna stand up. I still have a perfect defense, so we should be fine. Also, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we had 2 in our opening hand. 7. So we do have a probably a preemptive strike in this deck, so we're probably gonna be fine. Okay, so stand up, draw 5. Yep, preemptive strike. Deck out. Shuffle everything. Now the second deck pass is where it starts to get fun, because ideally I would have dropped more of my Black Panther upgrades on first deck pass, and second deck pass is like when I want to hammer those Wakanda Forevers. But protection, I'm okay not doing that because this got built, and so we'll see how it goes. But also we got Nerves of Steel, which there's a multiple man. Oh, that's interesting. I could unflappable to draw a card, and if it's not a second copy of multiple man, which good chances that it's not, we could drop another multiple man and just build out again. That sounds fun. Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna go 1 here on the main. Crossbones is going to attack us for 2 plus a boost card. We got a Desperate Defense, which may actually be a better call, because if we go Desperate Defense, we can probably thwart this down. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to defend. We're going to Quinn Carrier a Desperate Defense. Oh, the Hard to Ignore is going to do that anyways. So let's actually do a Preemptive Strike. So we guarantee a perfect. So when this just turned up. Okay, so it's a 1. So Preemptive Strike cancels that boost card, throws it back at Crossbones. I have not been doing Flow Like Water, but that's fine. Oops. Throws the 1 back at Crossbones. My Retaliate throws 1 at Crossbones. Flow Like Water throws 1 at Crossbones. 2 Hard to Ignores will trigger, so we got 2 here. Flappable will draw us a card. Don't be a multiple man. It is not. Let's go. Yeah, that sounds fun. Let's just drop all the multiple men. We got 2 cards. First one is Now or Never. Place 1 acceleration token out of the main scheme or exhaust a character you control and spend 1 resource of any type. We don't have the option to not do this because we are exhausted. And then we've got Crossbones' Armor. Attached to Crossbones. When Crossbones would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. If there are 5 or more damage here, discard Crossbones' Armor. Do you have to decide if you're going to defend or not before showing the boost? You do. Yes. Yeah. So it is declare attackers, declare defenders, resolve boost card. And so there is, yeah, that does make it a little bit more risky to defend. But yes, you do need to declare defenders. There are some times, so like technically I played this out of turn. This says when a boost card is turned face up. So I knew I was going to do it regardless, because Desperate Defense says when your hero defends. So it's a little bit different of triggering conditions. So I just kind of played out a little bit earlier. But yes, you do need to declare defenders before you reveal that boost card. Alrighty, so on our turn, we're going to toss these 4 for multiple man. We're going to go find 2 other copies of multiple man and throw them onto the table. Crossbones' armor has 5. He also gives him a +1 scheme, so we're not going to be able to flip down, unfortunately. But yeah, anytime. I should probably get rid of this power gauntlets, but I don't see myself taking too much more damage this game. He's also only at, well, he's at 9, I guess, with Crossbones' armor, so that also helps because I'm not necessarily ready to flip him into stage 3. So we'll go ahead and stand up. Again, not attacking. We got Tactical Genius, Energy Barrier. Second copy of Energy Barrier is huge. Preemptive Strike, Panther Claws, and Electrostatic Armor. Could drop Panther Claws and Tactical Genius. Tactical Genius again is not our biggest priority. Panther Claws is more of a priority. Then we can drop Electrostatic Armor, and we get to draw a card with Unflappable. So we could play our Preemptive Strike. We'll probably play our Preemptive Strike. So we've got 2 on the main. Crossbones is going to attack us for 3 plus a boost card. We will defend, and we will use Quinn Carrier to play Preemptive Strike. So I guess we will defend, and then if this flips up, we will play Preemptive Strike. So we cancel the boost icons here and deal 1 damage to Crossbones, which goes on his armor. The Flow Like Water triggers, which does 1 more damage. Hard to Ignores trigger, which take 2 off of here. Unflappable triggers, which draws us a card. Brother Voodoo, and then Retaliate triggers, which puts another here on the armor. I love protection. I love protection so much. And then we've got a Shadows of the Past. So we get to see what Killmonger does. Yeah, Killmonger. Killmonger cannot take damage from Black Panther upgrades. And then we've got a Usurp the Throne. So it's a 3, comes in with 3, and it's a hazard icon. Hazard icons are typically probably one of the worst, if not Amplify. I just hate hazard. So we'll shuffle all of the rest of the events in. Killmonger cannot take damage from Black Panther upgrades. So there is that. Alrighty, so on my turn, we will use 3 multiple men to go ahead and usurp the throne. Get rid of that. Pass out our consequential. Multiple man can block for us now, which is nice. If we need them to. But really, multiple man blocking for us now is a little bit... We don't necessarily want that, because then we don't get to trigger all of our great upgrades. And so multiple man is probably going to sit out here. We may kill one of them off so we can throw a Shuri or a Brother Voodoo onto the table. But a multiple man... Because we're... Like... Yeah, we could... We want to be attacking, but he also helps with either Killmonger or some surprise attacks too. I feel like we do have another copy of Energy Barrier. I typically like to have 2 onto the table, but I also think that Black Panther Claws is a little bit more important than Energy Barrier at this point. So let's go ahead and toss a Tactical Genius and an Energy Barrier for a Black Panther Claws, and we'll toss a Brother Voodoo for a Electrostatic Armor. Alright, we'll stand up. So much stuff on the table, I love it. We will draw into a Vibranium, Ancestral Knowledge, another Vibranium. Come on, give me something expensive. Golden City, yeah, and Wakanda Forever. Actually, we're going to use one of these Vibraniums to get rid of the Power Gauntlets. Just, we got nothing else to do with it. So we're going to place 2 here on the main. Crossbones is going to attack us for 3 plus a boost card. We don't have any... You know what? We're gonna have this multiple man block it. So 3 plus 1. This multiple man goes away, opening up an ally slot for us. Then Killmonger is going to attack us. We will defend against Killmonger. So nothing, because we're only at 6. Electrostatic Armor does 1. Hard to ignore triggers, we get to remove 2. Unflappable triggers, we get to draw into a Shuri. That opens up some interesting choices. And then Retaliate does the second one. Okay. We got Heart-Shaped Herb. So this surges. And give the villain and each minion engaged with you a tough status card. Surges into Now or Never. Place 1 acceleration token or exhaust a character we control. And spend a resource of any type. We'll exhaust multiple man. Okay, so if we go Shuri, Vibranium for whatever we grab, we can go Wakanda Forever. We'll toss an Ancestral Knowledge to fulfill that. Hey, Magic Boost Move, how you doing? Hope your day is going well. Happy Monday. Alrighty, so now, we got 2, 3, yeah, we got a couple. Chilling. I am doing well playing Marvel Champions. It's always a good day. It's always a good day when Marvel Champions enters the realm. Today we're playing Black Panther through the Hero Spotlights, and I am not attacking. That's the goal here for the green deck, is I'm not attacking. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to throw a Vibranium for a Shuri, so we get to go search our deck for a upgrade, which is probably Energy Daggers. Oh yeah, it's definitely Energy Daggers. Do you have a date for your Aeon's In session? I don't. I was going to text my buddy who I was going to play with to see if maybe it's either going to be next week or next month. It gets hard with the holidays. It gets hard to schedule things with people with the holidays. Actually, Jason may have bought it, so I may be able to play with Jason. Alrighty, let's go Vibranium to throw a Energy Daggers onto the table. We will go Quinn Carrier for a Wakanda Forever. So resolve the special ability. We're going to resolve energy daggers first. So choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged. Going to deal 2 damage. Oh wait, we cannot deal damage with Black Panther upgrades. So we'll deal 2 damage to Crossbones with this, which clears his armor. And then we're going to heal 2 damage and deal 2 damage with Vibranium. So we're choosing that as the last one in our chain. We've got a Golden City, which I'm going to actually hang on to Golden City. I feel like Golden City, if we flip down next turn and lose that main, I think we'll probably be okay. Do we have another Vibranium? Yeah, we do. Okay. So we'll stand up. We will draw Wakanda Forever. There's the Vibranium. Desperate Defense. Nice. Okay, so that's 4. And then another Wakanda Forever. So this is where it gets a little crazy because we can start hammering these Wakanda Forevers. Does Killmonger get his tough back? No. Ooh, actually. I think so. We're going to play it Grim Rule. I'm not quite sure because, yeah, so the next time this character would take any amount of damage, he cannot take damage. So I do think that that's how that works. But yes, so I think you're correct that I can't knock the tough off. So good call. Good call. I'm at 8 health. It would be nice to roll down. Okay, let's go ahead and just throw 2 on the main. Crossbones is going to attack. We're going to block with multiple man. Mainly, I don't want to push. I could perfect defend with Black Panther, but I don't want to push. So I'm not going to use any of my upgrades or anything to deal damage back. So multiple man takes 1. Actually takes more than 1, but enough to die. Killmonger is going to attack. We will go ahead and defend with the Killmonger. Couple of things happen. We defended, so electrostatic armor knocks the tough off. Hard to ignore trigger. We'll take 2 here. Unflappable triggers, we get to draw a card. And do a 3rd Wakanda Forever. Oh my gosh. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Huh. Retaliate. We have 3 Wakanda Forevers in our hand. Yeah, he can't take damage from Black Panther upgrade specifically. Those bits in the hero tray are nice, but you can't invest because they come out with more. Oh my gosh, they keep and they just announced a significant. They announced more. They announced that they're doing like a Doctor Strange and a Hulk tray. I'm sticking with the black tray. I can't do anymore. Once you kill Killmonger, is it going to the discard pile or out of the game? It goes to the discard pile, so he could come back out. Bad card is Ritual Combat. When revealed, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Then choose to either deal X damage to your hero or place X star on the main scheme. X is 1 more than the number of boost icons on the discarded encounter card. We've got a 2. We're going to place 3 threat on the main. I can't believe we have 3 Wakanda Forevers in our hand. I think we've passed 2. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and go Vibranium for a Golden City. We're going to deck out. Have we seen any of our advances? Yeah, not seeing any of our advances makes me a little bit more hesitant to flip down. We still do have a pretty thick deck, but we could just Well, if we Wakanda Forever, we push Crossbones, and then he becomes a 2/3, which makes it a little bit harder to defend. We still have a multiple man ready to defend. I'm thinking about flipping down, losing this main. What else do we have? We have the Retaliate one, which could... Well, it's actually... We're not attacking, so it's not necessarily an issue. Yikes. I think we're going to stay up one more turn. What's our next threat threshold? It's only 5. So if we flip down, he schemes out. No, we can't flip down. Sad. Golden City is sad. Okay, in that case, let's hang on to a desperate defense. Let's go ahead and just use one of these Wakanda Forevers. 2 damage to Crossbones. So we flip him into stage 3. Comes in with 16 health. We reveal the top card. Okay, it's the +1/+1. Not too bad. Okay, so that's that one. We'll deal 1 damage to Crossbones. And then Vibranium Suit, we're going to heal 2 and deal 2. So we're up to 10, and Crossbones is down to 13. Actually, let's see. We got 1. So we have another Desperate Defense in our deck. So we could go ahead and... Yeah, let's go another Wakanda Forever. That's going to turn on our Dauntless. So we're going to go 2 damage to Crossbones. We got Panther Claws. That was the 2. Energy Daggers is 1. And then Vibranium Suit is deal 2, heal 2. And because I played Endurance, my max HP is actually 14. So we're good there. We're going to hang on to this last Wakanda Forever. We should be able to kill him next turn with that. Let's go ahead and have Shuri just thwart 1 because I forgot to use her. We'll stand up. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll stand up. We're gonna deck out. We got a Desperate Defense, a Preemptive Strike, and a Defiance. Actually the Preemptive Strike, he's gonna be swinging at us for 4. So the Preemptive Strike does guarantee a perfect, and then we can throw damage back at Crossbones. We can also throw damage over to Killmonger, so we should be fine. We could go Desperate Defense and a Preemptive Strike, and that, I think, depending on what we draw as our encounter cards, that should be guarantee of a game. Need to shuffle this. Because we have that energy barrier, we can guarantee a perfect defense against Crossbones. And that would also kill Killmonger. We could also, if we go all 3 of these, the Preemptive Strike could be something. It'd be 3 damage from Flow Like Water. It would be 4 damage from Electrostatic Armor, 5 damage from Dauntless, 6 damage from... Actually, no, we would not be able to play Defiance. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. So we're going to place 2 here on the main. Crossbones is going to attack us for 4 plus a boost card. We will defend for 3. So we're going to Preemptive Strikes to cancel the boost icons. He's attacking us for 4. The energy barrier is going to do the rest. So we reveal this. We'll Quinn Carrier for a Preemptive Strike. We'll cancel the boost icons here and deal damage equal to the boost icons. So that's 1. Let's go through. Dauntless does trigger because we are over our max, so that's 1. Electrostatic Armor triggers. Flow Like Water triggers. Hard to Ignore triggers. We'll take 2. Unflappable triggers. We get to draw a card. Oh, Desperate Defense. Well, we're down now. And then Retaliate triggers. So down to 3. The energy barrier will trigger, and we'll throw that onto Killmonger. Killmonger is going to attack us. Zap, zap, zap. Yeah, Zap Panther. I love that. That's so funny. I love that. Killmonger is going to attack us. We will take it to the face. We're going to use one energy barrier and take 1 damage. We still have Dauntless, so we actually have Retaliate 2, which is kind of fun. We're going to throw the energy barrier back at Crossbones. Killmonger dies. We got 2 encounter cards. First one is the Assault. The villain attacks you. So the villain's attacking for 4 plus a boost card. We'll have multiple man step in. +1, multiple man dies. Oops. Our second encounter card is the villain attacks us. Shuri is going to block for us. So we got 4 plus. Give the villain a tough status card. I'm glad I had those blockers out there. That, well, actually, we would have been fine, because that would have been 8, 9 damage. We still would have been alive. Okay, so my turn. All it takes is a Wakanda Forever, and we will deal 1 damage to knock off the tough. We will. He's at 2, so we'll heal 1, deal 1, and then we'll deal 4, and that's game. Zap Panther, let's go. I love that name. I really like Zap Panther. But yeah, so that's Black Panther Protection. GG, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Black Panther Protection is I love them. The Retaliate makes like you're basically doubling or adding 50% of the amount of damage that you typically would be doing in like a deck like this because of his printed Retaliate. And it can get dumb. We used the attack upgrades. So I guess technically the Panther Claws is the only card that we ever played with an attack. You'll share it with me? Nice. Thank you. The Panther Claws is the only card that had the printed attack word that we ever used. And so outside of that, we never basic attacked. We never played any attack events. We only ever triggered this off the attack because, I guess Vibranium Suit's also an attack, but this is not. All the damage basically came from Retaliate, which is pretty sweet. We probably did 2, 4, 6, 8 damage of the 29 that we did off of these, but everything else was Retaliate and everything. Black Panther, so much fun. Alrighty, I'm gonna go be right back. I'm gonna get a refill on my coffee and we will set up. If you have a preference on what aspect you want to see next, throw that into the chat, or I will make a determination when I get back to the computer. See you soon.